Hey everyone, I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. Today I am doing a video unboxing and review of the Street Fighter collectibles from FanHome. This is a new subscription service that's now being offered here in the US. The subscription starts at just $1.99 and then it goes up from there. It's an introductory price. Inside this particular box are two Street Fighter figurine collectibles, PVC figures, a couple of magazines, couple of brochures, such as a poster. So you get a lot for this introductory price, and then each box is going to be different. And I'll be showing you the next three boxes as I have those in hand in the weeks ahead. I would like to thank FanHome for providing this box for review. Greatly appreciate that. The box starts off as a standard shipping box with their particular logo right there on the front. Alright, so let's take a look at inside. Inside they start off with a couple of brochures, giving you guys a look. Here is a welcome letter, which is pretty cool. And the welcome letter includes a look at some figures that are coming. These are more figurines, meaning that they have no articulation. They're just in their poses as shown, and lots of detail, a lot of paint applications went into each one. And we're going to take a look at the two that are in here. But let's take a closer look at this letter. And there's a look at the back of it. If you want to check this out, the URL is fanhome.com. It says it right there. And this one here. So first you have a little bit of information about the subscription service, things like that. So they don't offer just Street Fighter, they offer a 24-inch Iron Man with LED lights and a lot of great attention to detail there. They also offer a R2. Both Iron Man and R2-D2 are sets that you build. And various other franchises and likenesses, which you see here. And here's a look at all that. The logo's there, Fast and Furious. And here's a look at the other side. So each box comes with its own collector magazine, which you see. All right. So now we're past those brochures. Let's start off with the first magazine, and that is for Ryo, which you see right here. You'll notice that the magazine is numbered as each one in the entire series. So this is the first one, number 1. And again, it's Ryo, and Ken is listed as number 2 right behind him. So opening this up, you have an introduction right there. On this side, you have some information about Ryo, which, let's bring that up a little bit closer. Some information that you may not have been aware of, such as his origin, stuff like that. Some more information. And here's some images from the classic video game, arcade game. Evolution of the character, which you see here. He started out in the early Street Fighter games as an 8-bit design character, and through the ages he's evolved. So this gives you a really good interpretation of how the character started. And here's a lot more information about his story, plots in the game, stuff like that. His technique, his abilities. And you also have screen caps from the game multiple games, I should say. Here's a nice poster of them. So continuing on, here's some more information, some artwork, things like that. Pause the video if you need more time to read that. You probably do. And Street Fighter started out in 1987, so it has a very long history. Here's a nice group shot of many different characters. The Origins of Capcom, which is a very nice addition to offer in this magazine, I have to say. As well as the different logos. So just like the characters that started out with like an 8-bit design, so did the logo at first, which is pretty neat. The first arcade game launched in 1984. And here's a look at what it was in the 80s. That's the very first Street Fighter game, his design, things like that. And as I said, he looks very different back then compared to how he looks today. The character certainly evolved a lot. And here's a look at the back. The second magazine is for Ken, and you see how that is listed as number 2 right there. Each magazine is going to be different. It's going to be similar in some ways, such as what you see here, and same format, such as the character's bio and a background of him, as well as his evolution. We saw that for Ryo, and we're going to see that again for Ken, which you see right here. And the evolution of his character designs. Pause the video if you need more time here. And you have the poster. Very nicely done. The best sequel of all time was Street Fighter 2, and I have to agree, Street Fighter 2 is definitely my favorite, and definitely the first time I played a Street Fighter game. So here's a look at that for Super Nintendo. Brings back a lot of memories to look at this again. So they definitely did a great job on this magazine, bringing all this information together. And as I said, each magazine is going to be different. Different information, different character, background information, depending on which character is specified for this particular magazine. Here's a look. 1942 was the first Capcom video game available on the NES console in Tokyo. That's a tidbit of information I was not aware of. And here's a look at the final page, giving you more of a look of the very first Capcom game. And here's a look at the back of it. They even specify that the figures are actually figurines. So it says that right on the back there. Okay, so now we got the magazines out of the way. Let's take one more look at this last piece, which you see right here. Opening this up, this gives you a really nice poster of a lot of different Street Fighter characters. Ryo and Ken's friends and enemies. And opening this up again, you have a really cool looking poster, which you see right here. This is too big to show it all on camera, so let's start from left to right. You have all these characters. And up on top, you have the logo, which you see right here. And even on the bottom, you have some additional artwork, which you see here. There's also artwork on the top. Let's just take a look at that. So there's your look there. And continuing to take a look at this, here's some more details from the back of this poster, I should say. On this side here, this gives you a look at the gifts that are included if you choose to subscribe to the Street Fighter subscription. So what you're going to get are these little 4-inch statues here, which are highly painted and detailed. And here's a look at the Street Fighter figurines that are available in the subscription. In this box, there's 2 of them, and in various subscriptions, you're going to get, I think, between 2 to 3 per box. All right, here is a look at this side here. And there's the front of it. So now that we're completely finished with that, what do you say we take a look at what's inside the box? So we saw, this box doesn't want to stay down, the magazines for Ryo and Ken. So it really shouldn't come as a surprise that you have a Ryo collectible, which you see right here. And the back of it gives you a look at all these different characters. Here's a look at the side. And the bottom, which you see right here. And you also have a look at Ken. And you'll see that the artwork is the same on many different places of the packaging. You have the logo right there on top, and there's a look at the bottom there. Here's a closer look at the Street Fighter figurines and packaging. As you can see here, this is a window box. Very nicely done artwork. Turning both these to the side. On both the left side, facing you, is Ken right here. And the other side is Ryo. The back of the boxes, you have a group shot of all the same characters between the 2. And the top of the box, you have the Street Fighter logo right there. I also want to add, on the top right-hand corner is the number. So, for example, Ryo's magazine was number 1 in the collection, and Ken would be number 2. And here's another look at the bottom of the box. Here's an in-hand look at both Ryo and Ken. These are figurines, meaning that they have no articulation, as I previously said in the video. These are permanently in these fighting poses, which you see right here. And according to the official description on FanHome.com, each of these are hand-painted, which is definitely a very cool bonus. I think they really did a nice job on the paint applications. Ryo, you see him with his blast effect that he's about to fire at an opponent, maybe Ken, which you see right here. And that's very nicely done. This effect cannot be removed, in case you were wondering. Ryo comes in his light gray karate outfit with a black belt, and there's also a dark gray wash on there. The bandana on top of his head here, the back part of it is made of a soft plastic, so you can bend it a little bit. You just can't move the pose, as it's permanently in that position. The facial details, very nicely done. You see he's in a yelling pose right there. And also on his karate belt, you see these Chinese symbols right here. Here's a look at the other side of those facial details. So now we're going to move on to Ken. Ken is also in a fighting pose. It looks like he's doing an uppercut with one leg up in the air as shown. Very nicely done details, great attention to detail on both these particular figures. You see he also has this flame effect, which also cannot be removed. It's permanently sculpted on there. And it's given translucent plastic. The facial details on him, very nicely done. He's also given a kind of like a screaming pose right there. Details on his hair, just like Ryo, very nicely done. Ryo's hair is in that sculpted position there. And Ken's hair is more, it's longer and it's hanging down. Ken also has the blue eyes and blonde hair, while Ryo has, looks like brown eyes and black hair. You'll also notice that on both their feet, they have the painted, sculpted toenails. They're not painted, they're sculpted. And you see that right there as well for Ryo. The belt on Ken is also made of a little bit of soft plastic, which you see here. So just like Ryo, you can move that a little bit, but you can't change the position of it. Another aspect about both these figures is that the bottom of the bases have their name on it. Now, these aren't numbered, which I think would be cool. These just have their names on it, so you have Ryo and Ken right there, and a look at their two different years, actually, Capcom 2020 and Capcom 2021. So that should also be a little bit noteworthy on there. The bases can't be removed, in case you were wondering. They're permanently attached to the figurine, I should say. Overall, FanHome has done a fantastic job with the first Street Fighter box. Really loving what I'm seeing from it. I think they started the line out strong with Ryo and Ken, giving you a look at what they're doing, and while giving you two core characters of the franchise. My recommendation is to subscribe. You get a lot for your money. You get those free gifts that I showed you from the poster earlier on in this review. So if you want to take a look, go back and check that out. Thank you again to FanHome for providing this box for review. I have 3 more Street Fighter boxes that I'm going to be checking out in the weeks ahead. So come back and check out to see what's in there. I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. Thank you so much for watching, and it would mean a world to us if you like and share this video. It would definitely help us out with engagement, things like that, so more people can watch these videos. Greatly would appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more coverage.